Alright guys, so welcome to my studio apartment here in LA. So I've lived here since the beginning of this year, so the beginning of January up until now, which is November. So I've been living here for almost a year now. It's actually crazy to say that it's already been almost a year, but during my time living here, this apartment has gone through a couple different layouts and a couple different changes. But I think I finally got the apartment to where I'm pretty content with how it's laid out right now. So most of the stuff that I have here that's furnishing the place was from my house back home in the Bay Area, San Jose to be specific. Pretty much 90% of the things that are in this apartment is either from IKEA or from Amazon. I'll have my Amazon link down below, so if you guys want to check that out. I'm originally from the Bay Area and I'm actually here in LA for school. So I'm in a nursing program at CSU Northridge. So that's why we've moved here to LA, and I'm honestly so grateful to be able to live here and to experience, having my own apartment and just living in LA, really. So without any further ado, let's get in to the studio apartment. Guys, so starting off, this is probably one of the favorite pieces that I have here in the apartment, but right here we got this couch. It's actually a rep or a dupe of the famous teak New York couch, but that couch is like $2,000, $3,000, like a couple $1,000s. So there's no way I was gonna buy that or even afford that. So I went ahead, found a dupe on Amazon. Honestly, this thing is pretty solid. Like, it's nice and firm, it's comfortable, and you can actually turn this into a conversation pit. So you can lay it out into a bed. Whenever guests come over, I even had some of the homies come and sleep over and stay the night, and we laid this out into a bed and they were able to fit and sleep on here. Overall, I just really like this piece, and I love the orange color of it. It definitely brings that pop of color into the apartment and that nice contrast. Really like a statement piece in my opinion, but super comfy to lounge on. So yeah, we got the couch right here, orange couch, green throw. This is also from IKEA. And I think the green contrasts really nicely with the orange. All right, so moving on to the side of the couch. We actually have this IKEA like shelf kind of thing. And on here, I just leave my camera gear. It's kind of messy a little bit, but I got my lenses. Usually I leave it over here. Extra battery, like ND filters and stuff. And right here, I also have this little mushroom. So this is actually really cool. I actually painted this, so Gianna took me to Color Me Mine. It's a place where you get to paint clay, and then I think it's clay, and then they bake it. It comes out to like this shiny, nice and shiny gloss finish. And then also on this side table, I have this lamp from IKEA. This is one of my favorite purchases and favorite lamps that I have in the apartment, but this lamp's super cool, nice and aesthetic. And then back under here, I also have, honestly, this is like where I keep some of the stuff hidden, any extra school stuff or books. I tuck it in this corner right here, just so it's hidden a little bit. And then right here, we have this door that leads onto the patio. But if I'm being honest, we rarely go out there just cause there's like bugs sometimes that come up. It's really noisy with all the street noise, and we also live by a train, so usually we just keep this closed. But we do leave this blind open pretty much 24/7, so it gives that natural light that comes in. And this apartment is actually west facing, so the sunsets in here are so nice. Like golden hour comes through. I honestly didn't really take that into consideration when I was looking for the apartment, but it ended up working out. And yeah, the golden hour in here and the sunsets are definitely really nice. Moving on, here we got our TV stand. So this TV stand we actually bought from IKEA. So we bought it while we were here after we moved in already, and we were just thinking like, we really need a TV stand, because before this the TV was just sitting on the floor. This TV stand is really nice because it has shelving for you to kind of display things. Right here I keep my textbooks And to be honest, I don't really open or touch this textbook at all. I just use the online book, but I leave it right here for, you know, just to fill up the shelf a little bit. And I also do rotate these books for each semester. We have different textbooks that we use, so I do rotate it and leave it there. So this semester, we got this book. On top of the book, I have some of my cards. So anytime, like if Gianna writes me a letter, a card, or some of the homies or family, they write me cards, and yeah, I just leave it right here on top of the book like that. And then I also have this Smeeski that kind of holds the cards down a little bit. Then we also got some other Smeeskis right here laid around the shelf. And then this is the pumpkin that we actually got from a pumpkin patch in LA. It was from Mr. Bones Pumpkin Patch. Since it's fall, we got a little fall decorations over here. And then on this bottom shelf, we have a IKEA photo lamp. And this lamp is also one of my favorites, but it's really, really fragile. Like on this lamp, I tugged it like super hard one time and the back of it literally cracked. So there's a little hole in the back, but you know what? Nobody has to know. We'll just tuck that away towards the back. And then on this shelf right here, we got our Nintendo Switch, and we've only played it like not too many times. Honestly, we don't really have that much time to play, but if any friends or family wants to come over and play the Switch, we do have the Nintendo Switch right here, and we do have a bunch of extra controllers as well tucked in that corner. And then right here, I got my Klay Thompson bobblehead. We actually got this from a preseason game. It was at the SAP Center in San Jose, which is pretty cool. On the top shelf right here, I got this Porsche Lego that Gianna bought for me as a gift. Also have a little Smeeski laying on top there. But then behind it, if you guys watched our last video, my last video actually, me and Gianna, we were community goods for Halloween. Now we got it back here behind the Porsche, the Lego Porsche. And then, usually I don't have this here actually. This is a microphone though for when I'm editing, but here we also have a portable lamp. I also got this from Amazon. Honestly, this thing's probably dead and it never gets to turn on, but it's a nice little decoration piece. And if I ever do need to use it, I'll just plug it in the back, charge it up, and then have a little portable lamp to, you know, set on the dining table or anywhere that I need. And then right here, we got our TV. I don't know, it's honestly just a cheap TV. Gianna's sister gave this to us when she lived in Orange County in Irvine. They were using this TV. They didn't really have a use for it anymore, so now it's in our apartment. Alright, moving on to this side. So right here we have this couch. This is a dupe of the Togo couch, and I got this couch on Amazon as well. Super comfortable. I love taking naps on here. This is probably like my favorite place to sit. I'll usually just be sitting right here. I'll have my pillow, kick my feet up like that. If I ever need to edit, I'll probably be here too, just sitting, editing like this, or watching TV. Really love this couch. Again, everything, including this couch, is gonna be linked in the description. I'll leave my Amazon links down there, so if you guys are interested in any of this stuff, I'll have it down below. But right here, I also have this ottoman. This is nice as a footrest. Kick our feet up, nice and comfortable, and it also serves as a little storage space. I got this actually from TJ Maxx. It was like 40 bucks, I think, but I got it back at home in the Bay Area. One thing I like to do too is kick it around back here. When it's time to take a nap, just lay down like this, kick my feet up like that. And it's perfectly level with this couch, so it's honestly like one of my favorite spots to just take a nap in. But can't lay there too long before I actually knock out. So here, right in the middle, I have this black and white checkered rug. So I got this rug from Target. I think it was like $35. Not too bad, especially compared to when I was looking around for rugs. Like they can go upwards of like $100 to a couple $100s to even like $1,000 rugs. So $35, that's a good deal to me. Initially, we had another rug in here, but it was a lot bigger and it was more flimsy, so it kept sliding around. But this one from Target, it has like a little rubber padding on the bottom, so it doesn't really slide around that much, and it honestly fits like perfectly in this space right here. And I think it adds a nice pop of color. All right, so another one of my favorite spots to sit in this apartment is on this couch right here. So this couch is, I think it's called the Div Linge. It's from IKEA. And we actually built this couch when we moved into the apartment. So if you guys watched that apartment move-in video, we built this couch and it was super plump when we first bought it, but now it's kind of broken itself in a little bit. Super sturdy, honestly the perfect height and really comfortable, and it swivels too. And honestly, having this swivel couch, like it leaves this area open a little bit to have some room to walk around, but still gives you a nice place to sit. So really love this couch. But the next thing I want to talk about right here are these stools that I have. So we got 2 of these stools. These are from IKEA and they stack up pretty nicely, and it serves as a nice little side table. It's also nice to have these stools for when guests come over and we need some extra seating, extra places to sit. And these stools are also a good height for the dining table too. So really love these, and usually we just take them up like this, have them as a side table if we need to have some food here, or if I want to have my laptop on here, or sometimes I'll even go like this, put it in front of me like this, and then now I have a little workstation to, you know, edit, do homework, study, anything, some laptop work. All right, moving on to this side of the couch. So right here we got, I don't even know what this is called, but it's a dupe of something expensive. Also got this off of Amazon. Store stuff in here. Honestly, never really touched this. And I have this lamp on here as well. This is also from Amazon. And this one's super cool. Gives it like that mid-century modern type of vibe. And I really like the yellow. I try to tie in the yellow, you know, with the pillow on the couch. Moving on, here we have our desk. At first, when I had this desk, I had it against that wall, and then I moved it to that wall, and then I even moved it to this wall over here. And after experimenting, I just had this idea, like, you know, why not have it sit behind this couch and overlook the living area space? And honestly, that might be one of the best decisions that I've made in this apartment, because you still have this walkway behind, you still got room for this dining area tucked away in the corner. And having the desk right here lets me watch TV, but also be able to talk to people or talk to any guests, still have an overview of, you know, the living area space, and it doesn't feel so like cramped when I'm like editing or studying, you know. This desk is from Costco. I think it was like around 300 bucks, but the cool thing about this desk is that it's actually a standing desk. So it actually goes up. So it's actually a standing desk if, you know, you don't want to sit for too long or you feel like you've been sitting for too long. It's cool to have this desk to be able to stand up. If we're being honest, I just leave it down most of the time. A nice feature to have if, you know, I ever need to raise the table for any reason. And this table also has like USB plugs on the side. So this is really cool because I'm able to charge my phone, charge my camera, even charge my laptop when I'm using it. So here on my desk, I honestly try to keep it as clean and as minimal as I can. Right here, I have this felt desk mat, and this I also got off of Amazon. I forgot how much it was, but one thing I love about this mat is that I actually tuck like papers under here. So I'll have like stacks of paper that I have that, you know, I kind of want to tuck away, but I'll still need to be able to access it. I'll tuck it away under here and makes the desk look a lot cleaner. And then this desk also has compartments. So in here, I'll tuck away I'll have like editing stuff in here. I'll have some pens, I'll have, you know, scissors, any clutter that I have, I'll kind of just tuck it away under here. But yeah, this is my desk setup. I'll have my camera here, and I'll go into my camera gear actually in a bit. But yeah, I also have this. This is a checklist notepad actually. This is from Muji. So I've been using this a lot lately. It's actually really cool. And I found that writing out my tasks or my to-do tasks, I'm like way more likely to do it and complete things that I actually have to do. So this has been really useful lately. Gianna actually got me this from Canada. Helps me stay productive. All right, moving on to the dining table. We also got this dining table. I think this is actually off of Wayfair, but there's very similar ones on Amazon too. It's just a cheap little table, I think like 100 bucks. These chairs are also from Amazon, and I've always wanted like these Seska style chairs with this like wooden mesh back here. Gives it kind of like that mid-century modern vibe with the chrome. And we do have like a couple of chrome pieces laying around the apartment too, so I think it ties everything together pretty nicely. And I also have this paper calendar. This is actually from Walmart, and it was like $5. I think it was like super cheap, like $5. And when I first got it, I started to write everything down on it, but as time went on, I just slowly just started neglecting this thing and not really putting it to use that much. But it is a nice little pop of color, and it's cool to see in the vlogs too. If you guys go back and watch the vlogs, and even I'll go back and I'll watch my own vlogs and I'll see, you know, all this calendar, like which month is it on. All right, moving on to this side. We have the bed right here. We just got this bed tucked away into this corner. I also have this hot dog pillow, or like this hugging pillow I've been using since I was little, and I honestly can't sleep without like hugging a pillow. So me and Gianna, we actually call this the hot dog pillow. Yeah, we got the hot dog pillow on the bed. And then here we got this little nightstand. This is also from IKEA, and I really like this yellow. It gives it a nice pop of color. This lamp here is also from IKEA. And I also have this mug, which is really cool. This is actually a mug from System Motorsports. And it's really cool because it has an FRS on there. And this is like one of my favorite FRSs of all time. So it's really cool that he, you know, gifted this to me at WeekFest. And I actually have it on video. So if you go back and watch one of the WeekFest vlogs, you can see me open this up. So this just stays on this nightstand right here. It holds my Vaseline. I also have my iPad. So this is the 9th gen iPad. And if we're being honest, I haven't really touched this iPad in like months, I would say. I did start off this year using this a lot for nursing school, but then I found out that typing up notes is way more efficient and faster. I just enjoyed it a lot more for my workflow than like writing out things on my iPad. I like keeping my bag lighter, so I ended up just not really bringing this around that much. My mom gifted this to me a couple years back. If we're being honest, it's just been sitting right here on this nightstand. And then on the bottom of this nightstand, here we actually have my college degree from UCSD. So I went to UCSD, I transferred there, and I went there for 2 years and I actually vlogged a lot. That's kind of when I started vlogging a lot more, was when I was at UCSD. And that was honestly a really like impactful time in my life, being able to live in San Diego and all that. But yeah, here I have my degree, Bachelor's of Science in Public Health with concentration in Medicine Sciences. I probably won't ever like really use this degree if we're being honest. And I do want to hang this up somewhere, but I'm too scared that it's gonna fall and break. And this frame is the official UCSD frame. I don't want to risk it and have this fall down and break on me. So I just leave it tucked away down here. And I really like how this nightstand has that chrome too, to match this couch and to match the dining chairs. All right, here is the kitchen. I don't know if Asians do this or if everybody does this, but this is kind of just, the oven is really just a storage for your pots and pans. So yeah, we got our pots and pans there. We got our stove, microwave. On this side, we got our utensils and all that stuff. Our spices are in this drawer. And then up here, we have our bowls. Let me let you guys in on a little secret. All right, so since we've been living here, me and Gianna, we love to get coffees and matchas from coffee shops. And if you guys couldn't tell already, our favorite coffee shop is Community Goods. So we just thought of this idea. Let's see how many Community Goods cups that we accumulate during our time here. So every time we've been getting Community Goods, like we've just been saving the cups. So we have a ton of these Community Goods cups. We also have some from other coffee shops too, and we save them, and we're trying to see how many that we accumulate during our entire time living here. So on the top shelf, we just have stacks, literally stacks of Community Goods cups. We're thinking of like trying to save all the stickers and kind of like put them in a frame or something. Yeah, we also have the pink cups from the drinks from the Justin Bieber Swag album, or any like pop-ups or anything like that. But yeah, that's a secret, so don't tell anyone. But on this counter right here, we got our rice cooker. Us Asians, you know, we gotta have our rice. We got our rice cooker right there. And we also have this air fryer. And moving on past our sink, we have my matcha station. Let me give you guys an update on my matcha station. So here we have a kettle. This is actually a dupe of the Fellow Stag. And the Fellow Stag's like, I think like 300 bucks, but this one was like, I think like 60 or 70 bucks from Amazon. And it works like perfectly fine, honestly. Again, linked in the description. Here we also have a bamboo shelf, also got off of Amazon. We have a scale, also from Amazon. We have the matchas that we've kind of tried and accumulated during this year. So we have that kind of on display. We have our syrups on the side. This one we actually made. Gianna actually made this syrup, and then we also have another syrup that we just bought. This is our little matcha station. Speaking of matcha, let's make a matcha. So actually, before we make a matcha, I want to talk a little bit about this shelf we have right here. So this shelf is actually a memorabilia shelf. So on this shelf, we kind of just have all the things that we've accumulated during our time living here in LA so far. So we have a ton of different things here. We have this bobblehead that we got from going to the Clippers game. We got this goldfish that I won from Santa Monica. I was hanging on the bars at Santa Monica and we won that prize. We also have this phone case. Gianna got signed from Keshi. We have a bunch of like photo booth stuff, photo booth pictures from different events or pop-ups. And we got a bunch of Smeeskis also laid out around this shelf. And me and Gianna, we've kind of came to a conclusion, not a conclusion, but like every time we travel, instead of buying like some useless item, I guess this might be useless too, but we've decided to just buy a Smeeski from that area, wherever we're traveling at or whatever moment in time that we want to remember. We'll buy a Smeeski, and then whichever Smeeski we get, that kind of like represents that time, or that'll be like the souvenir from that time. So that's why we have a ton of Smeeskis here. When we first moved in, we opened a Smeeski and we got this one. This was from the moving series, and he's like moving boxes, which is like super in line with when we were moving into the apartment. So this is super cool to have. So that just sits right there. Oh, we got our wristbands from Stay in Bloom. We also got these hair brushes from a pop-up at Yala Coffee. We got some little trinkets. It's just cool having this shelf to be able to, you know, look back on and see all the things that we've kind of did this year. Because when we first moved in, this shelf was completely empty, and now it's starting to fill up and running out of space. So that's honestly pretty cool. Alright, cheers guys. We got our matcha latte, and then I got the Trader Joe's like cold foam. Put it on top. Just what I needed right now. But getting a little dark in here. And one thing I forgot to mention that I have is it's really cool. So literally from an app on my phone, I can turn on all the lamps in the apartment. So it's like this little brick where you plug in to the outlet before you plug your lamp, and then you plug your lamp into that brick, and it basically gives you wireless access to an app on my phone. So pretty much all I have to do is literally just press this button, lamps on, and there you go. All the lamps literally turn on. Let me give you guys a better view of that. All right, so literally all I have to do is press, and just like that, all the lamps in the apartment literally come on all at once. So one of my favorite things also in the apartment, because I don't want to have to go to each individual lamp and turn each lamp on and off individually. Super cool. I think it's from Govee. Again, like I said, everything's linked down below. So with all these lamps laid out, it gives the apartment a really nice, cozy feeling, and I hate using the big light. But yeah, that pretty much does it for my LA studio apartment tour. I know this was a long one, thank you guys for making it to the end. I was gonna also include like my camera gear and my editing gear and all the things I use to edit these vlogs and record these vlogs, but with as much as I'm filming right now, I've already got like almost an hour and a half worth of footage that I gotta cut up. I feel like this vlog will be too long if I just included all those things, but if you guys are interested in, you know, my editing gear too, or my camera gear, I already have another video that I've posted a while back, but it's on the channel and I'm honestly using that same exact setup. If you guys are curious to what my camera gear is, you guys can go check out that video. But if you guys want me to make like an updated video, I can also make another video like that as well. But yeah, that pretty much does it for this one. Thanks for coming along and checking out my studio apartment in LA. And I just want to say, you know, I'm super grateful to be able to live here in LA and to have my own space. And I share this space with Gianna. And it's honestly something that I never thought would have happened, at least this early on in my life. So yeah, I'm super grateful. And if you guys are new, don't forget to hit subscribe. And if you've been watching the channel for a while too, don't forget to hit subscribe as well. On the road to 10K subscribers. We're really trying to hit 10K by the end of the year. And I'm super confident. I know that we can do it. We're right there, guys. We're literally right there. We're at like 9.26 or something like that. So yeah, if you're new, hit subscribe. I'm also thinking of doing Vlogmas. I was really thinking about it. And Vlogmas is a vlog a day, every single day up until Christmas. And I'm just like, bro, I don't know if I could do it, bro. Like one vlog every day is crazy, especially with school and finals week's gonna be during that time. So I don't know. I'm gonna try for Vlogmas. If not every single day, I'll post at least like every 3 days. Every 3 days. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I still gotta plan it out and everything. But if you guys wanna see Vlogmas too, leave it down in the comments below. And yeah. Just gonna sip up my matcha right now. Enjoy the golden hour that's about to come very, very soon. But enough of me talking. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, thanks for coming along today in my LA apartment. See you guys in the next one.